Flosstube. Welcome to video number 85 on my channel, Crafty Cat Stitcher, where I talk about cross stitch mostly and then some other crafting as it happens. My name is Kathy and today's Sunday, August the 27th, 2023. I hope you're all doing well and I welcome you all back. And if you're new here, I hope you find something you like and you'll consider subscribing. Okay, so I have gotten in quite a bit of stitching, which is great, and I don't know, it might not look like much, but I'm pretty happy with the amount I did. So in my last video, I talked about things I've learned about myself and about cross stitch in the last 6 years since I've been here on Flosstube. And one of the things I really didn't talk about was the kind of stitcher I am, and I fit solidly into the category of I stitch what I want when I want. And when I say I have a rotation, it just, for me, it just means I rotate my projects. And I could work on project A and then B and then C and then go back to A and then go to D, and that's the way I do my rotation. It is not a set in stone kind of process. So that's how I do things. And I'll show you an exception to that in a minute. Now, as you notice, the door just opened and it's to my left. And there's probably somebody coming in, but I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. Okay, so let's get started. I've, like I said, done a little bit of stitching this in the past few weeks, and I'd like to show you what I've got. Whoops. Little friend just came in, and her name is Rigby. Okay, so the first thing I worked on was Philanthropic Pumpkin by Hands On Design. Okay, there it is. This is something that I really wanted to stitch when I first saw it, and a lot of times I am late to the game with new charts and things that come out. So I missed this one, and Jackie at Cross My Stitches kindly sent it to me, and I decided to stitch it on Lugana or Jobelin. I think it's white Jobelin, and it's 32 count, I believe. This is how far I've gotten. This is a fun project. So it's all DMC, and I'm using the called for. And there they are. Isn't it pretty? So I'm enjoying this so much. I keep wanting to go back to it. And this is one of the projects that after I'm finished stitching it, it's going to be another project of finishing it. I'm going to have to gather all my own finishing pieces for it, so which is fine. That's fine with me. So that'll be interesting. And next I worked on Drawn Thread Apple Blossom Sampler, and I've got the fan on today, so you're going to notice a little bit of movement. I'm stitching this on banding. It's 27 count. I got it at 1, 2, 3 stitch, I believe. Yes. And I did a total conversion on this because I wanted to stitch it in DMC and overdyes instead of the silk. And if you'll recall, I wasn't happy with the color of Mr. Robin Redbreast, and I changed it to more of a rusty red. What color did I use for that? I don't know. I'm having trouble getting it out. Let me see. Oh, I know what I did. I am using a color called Red Copper by Victorian Motto for that. And I think that's more of an authentic color. And, I grew up in the Midwest and where it was cold, and it was a big deal seeing that first robin of the spring because it meant that it was going to be spring. And the robins were always a real big deal for me. Loved seeing that. It was a big deal seeing that first one. But that's coming out so pretty. This is just going to be a really nice wall hanging when it's done. So that is Apple Blossom Sampler. Now I'm going to go ahead and put that back in here. Okay, it can't be. Are those the only two things I stitched on? It doesn't seem like it, but don't worry, I have some starts. The next thing is a new start. So in order to increase and add to my collection of summary types of things I could display, because I know, as I said before, I don't have a lot of summary things to display, like between July 4th and fall. And I think stitching things with bees on them is really cool. So, October House Fiber Arts Honey Fair. And you know, I've got Strawberry Fair also, which I have not started. That was a needle minder, don't worry about it. Things always go flying, don't they? And I get a good start on it. I'm using all the Color Floss, but the fabric is by Tropical Stitches, and it's called Grazia. So I started with that hive. I am a center starter for the most part. Fan. There. That's a cute beehive, isn't it? So I am enjoying working on this. This fabric is lovely, and I'm really liking it. So also at this time of the year, this is when I usually start an ornament. I make an ornament each year for my son and daughter-in-law for their Christmas tree, and I've been doing that for quite a while now. And I'm going to find it. It's in the 2019 Just Cross Stitch Christmas Ornaments issue, and it's right here, this little adorable, and it's called Christmas Bullfinch, and it's by Punochka. And I gotta be honest, I have not heard of that designer before, but it's such a pretty little ornament, and that little bird. I don't know, as soon as I saw the bird, I thought, I gotta stitch that for them. And this is a really pretty easy stitch, and so I might get in I might actually do 2 ornaments this year. I'm using all the called for DMC, and I'm stitching it on Vintage Country Mocha, and this is Ghana, and it's 32 count. And there he is so far, isn't he cute? Just 5 colors of floss. And it makes it just so easy. And this is just a fun little stitch. It's really beautiful. And that's going to be a really nice ornament for them. I don't know how I'm gonna finish it yet. Do I do a pillow? Do I do a flat? I don't know. I'm not sure. I have time, so that's good. Okay, so those are 2 starts, and here comes the exception to my rotation plan. Usually with my stitching, I'll pick out a project that I want to stitch, something that just I want to do, or it's calling to me. That's what we say, right? And this one, there are some projects that I get, and I decide I'm not going to stitch on it for 3 or 4 days. I'm going to stitch it until it's finished. And there's a point in a project where I think I can do this like in 5 days and get it done. I stitch a couple hours a day, or just even 1 hour a day. This was one of them. Gathering acorns is done. Look at it. Isn't it pretty? I am so happy with this. Mainly because if you'll remember, or maybe you don't know the story, there was some drama attached to this. And which originated with the original color. Like I said, I'm a center starter for the most part. And I started using the color terracotta Weeks Dye Works. And I realized very quickly I was going to run out. And the thread I was using was very old. It was like probably about 10 years old. And it didn't match the newer dye lots. So that's where the drama came in. I put out a plea. I got some help. And then I realized that I could solve this problem by thread blending. So I used the lighter colored thread that I got from one of my Flosstube subscribers, and I blended it with, that was a Weeks terracotta. Then I chose another terracotta, which I think was Gentle Arts, and I blended them, and I don't know if you can tell. I don't know. You know what? Anybody, when I frame this or finish it, I don't know if anybody's going to be able to tell. And I love the finish. And it's fall, and fall's coming up, and how should I finish it? Should I frame it? Should I make it into a kind of a big pillow? So that was the thread. The fabric, I believe, and I'm just guessing, I think this is Colonial Parchment by Fabrics by Stephanie, 32 count linen. Isn't it pretty? So I'm so happy with this. I'm leaning toward doing it as a big pillow. We'll see. Okay, so one more thing that I have is FFO. I showed you this finish last time, but it's my little frame. Look at, I just love little tiny frame things. So I had this frame, and I had a photo in it, and I changed the whole photo thing down. It's in my living room, and I had this frame, and I always keep them because I know I can do something with them. And I just took some white acrylic paint and painted it. Turned out good. And I had to really be careful with this detailing, this engraving. But there's my seasonal bouquets, summer. Let me straighten out the little buttons. And this is by the sunflower seed. And there are more. So I'm thinking that if I do the spring one, that can also go in this frame. But for fall and winter, I'd probably use a different frame. And I probably have one that I can use for that. So there they are. Stitched in the Call for Colors. This is on 40 count to make it tiny. And it's color cotton fabric in the color Desert Taupe. There it is. So I'm very happy with that. And it's just one of these. I just laced it on a piece of mat board and just put that on there so I can switch things out. So what do you think? I like that one. I just startled Rigby. She's sleeping. She's dozing on the craft table to my right. Okay. So, I want to tell you about a couple of Fridays ago, we had a Zoom meetup for cross stitch, and it was organized by Laura at Stitching by the Shore, and it was really nice. We had a good group, and I enjoyed it so much. And that's when I started Honey Fair, and got a lot done on it in those 3 hours. And 3 hours goes by really quickly when you're chatting about cross stitch and other things. But met a lot of nice people, and some other floss tubers. And I'll just give you the name of one of them right now because she's the only one I watched so far. And I think she has 2 videos out right now, and she's the Stitching Owl. And she stitches different things, but I think her specialty is Christmas ornaments. And she has a lot of them, and it's just really nice to see. And like I said, I only watched one of her videos. I will watch the videos of the other people I met there and let you know in future videos who they are. So go and watch the Stitching Owl and subscribe and give her some subscribers. She's very nice. She's very quiet and low key, and I really like her relaxed manner and her stitching. So, okay. And you know how I always say that this is primarily a cross stitch channel, but I do other things. I like to do other crafty things. And here's a project. Where is it? Oh, no, where's my, there it is. Last fall, somebody online posted a picture of a crocheted shawl. I am not an expert crocheter. I am an okay crocheter. But this one looked really easy because basically it's a long rectangle. It's a shawl, and I'll show you the picture of it. That gives you an idea what it looks like. It has pockets and a fringe. And I want to show you another picture of it that is in here. And that's what it looks like all stretched out. It's just, see, long rectangle. And I think it's only like 2 crochet stitches so far. That's what it is. Let me go get it. So I started it. There it is. Look at. Oh, isn't that cool? That, I'm just so excited. And like I said, it's really, really long. So there it is. It's big. So the first stitches are half double crochet, and then there's double crochet, and they're stitched alternately and over the, I can't even explain it. I'm not, like I said, I'm not an expert, but I will tell you, I am using Yarn Bee yarn that I bought at Hobby Lobby, and it's sort of a taupey color, and this pattern is by Sonia Hood, and it's available on Etsy. I think that's where I bought it. I'm pretty sure I bought this on Etsy. So, you know, if you're a medium crocheter, and I am so far, and at this point, so, you know, it's something that you might want to try if you thought that was pretty. I love it. We took a trip up to North Carolina last weekend. Had a long weekend with my son and daughter-in-law, Matt and Steph. And Steph is an avid knitter and knitter and quilter. And she usually has a project going, whether they come here or we go there, she's got a project going. But this time she didn't. She just said, it's just too hot to have that on your lap. And at that point, I took it with me, and it was only, you know, like that big. I'm thinking, oh, it's fine. And as it got bigger and bigger, it got hotter and hotter. So I saw her point right then, and I just said, you know, I think I'm going to have to put this away for a few weeks, maybe, and try to get it done before it gets cold out so I can wear it. So that is my crochet project, and thank you for putting up with me for that, because I wanted to show you what I was doing. It's a quick project, I think, so that's going to be a fun finish. Okay, let's see what else. Nothing much new, although, you know, with Needlework Market, or Cross Stitch Marketplace, Needlework Marketplace, whatever that was called this weekend, there's a lot of new things coming out, and I've seen a few things that I like, and I'll maybe order. But I bought a piece of, because I want to do some more stitching on 40 count. I bought some 40 count white Verdal even weave from 123 Stitch. Just a relatively small piece, nothing exciting, but it's I just want to make some ornaments and make them smaller. And I have the really good luck stitching on that for the seasonal bouquet in 40 count. And I did an ornament a few years ago, and that turned out real good. So I decided that I'm going to try this I hope this is good. I'll find out. But I think it'd be fun to do some ornaments on that. Make them really small and cute. Okay, so that's all for stitching and crafting. It didn't seem like a lot, but it seemed like I was stitching a lot. Maybe it's because I worked on this more days. And usually, you know, my rotation is usually 3-4 days. And this one, I think I did like in 5 days. I finished it. So that's done. Okay. So we've got some things to do today, and that is to announce and choose the winners of my 6-year Flosstube anniversary giveaway that I announced last time. Thank you. If you joined, thank you. I decided I'm going to do sorry about that, kitty. I startled her out of her dozing. So I decided what I was going to do is write all the entrants down on a little piece of paper and draw them out of my yarn bowl. Here's my yarn bowl that my husband made for me. And so I've got, these are the people that are in the US and either chose 1, 2, or 3 or a combination of 3. And then I have another little bowl, and this is for my international friends who entered the drawing. So we'll do the 1, 2, and 3 first. And what I did was I wrote down on there which ones you chose. And so I'm going to draw for number 1 first. And I'm going to show you what that was just to remind you. Here, Ruby, hold this. She's giving me a look right now. Number 1 was the cool Christmassy project bag with the really cool golden zipper. It's the first time I ever bought zipper by the yard and had to figure out how to put this on the actual gold part. It's fun, learning process. That's the inside. So one person is going to win that. And what I did was, like I said, I wrote on them which ones you want. And so what I'm going to do is pick a name out of the bowl. And if it has a number 1 on it, that's who's going to get it. Now, if it has something else in it, I'm going to throw that one back in for 2 and 3. I'm so fair. I'm very fair when it comes to... Okay, I picked one. Look at, I picked it. I didn't look. And I can't see them anyway. They're all folded up. The winner is Tammy Vickery 6748. Tammy Vickery 6748. You won the project bag. Congratulations. So send me an email at the email address I'm going to put down below, and just send me all your info. You know what you need. Okay? So Tammy Vickery, look at that. You won the project bag. Okay, let's go and go to the next one, and it's a little notions bag with a cute little interior, and it has some little goodies in there. Thread keep, a needle minder, scissor fob. Christmas, everything's Christmas oriented here because I was doing Christmas in July. So this one, so cute. Let's see who's gonna get this one. Here comes the yarn bowl. I'm not looking. All right, picked one up. And if it says 2, this is number 2. So if it says 2 on it, let me see if it says, it does. And the winner is Gloria Aguilar, 692. Gloria Aguilar. There you go, Gloria. Send me an email. I'll get that out to you. All right, so the third prize was number 3, and it was a finishing kit for all you ornament finishers out there. 2 kinds of fabrics, plenty of it. Some trim pieces, twine and rickrack and beads and charms and little light bulb pins, all kinds of things. So let's see who's going to get that one. That was number 3. And I'm picking again out of the yarn bowl. And I'm not looking. Let's see who gets number 3. Let's see. Ooh, somebody who wants 3. It's Lynn Zaka 6229. Lynn ZALYNNE ZACHA 6229. Okay, send me an email and I'll get that out to you. Okay, so what I need is your mailing address. Okay, so congratulations for the winners of 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now if you are not in the US and you wanted to win prize number 4, which was a gift certificate to 123 Stitch, which graciously sends out things all over the world. I mean, what a nice thing. And they have the best selection, so this is like kind of a no-brainer. This is a good one. Okay, so I picked one. I put that in the separate one because they all say 4. Okay, and it's Nitty Nat Stitches. Nitty Nat Stitches, you won the gift certificate to 123 Stitch. So from you, you're going to send me an email and you're going to give me all your information, especially your email address, because that's what you need to get a gift card from 123 Stitch. Nitty Nat Stitches, I'm going to show you one more time. And congratulations. That was a fun drawing. So I will get these things out to you as I get your info. Okay, so just make sure that you get that to me and I'll send it to you. That was fun. So I'm going to start up more giveaways in the next video probably. I still have a lot of charts to give away and I know that you enjoy them. And so we'll work on that in the next video, okay? So plans, I'm just going to keep going with my stitching, get my Christmas ornaments done and ready so that they'll be ready to go for Christmas. Probably do some new starts and work on some things that I haven't worked on in a while. And one of them that is really right now calling to me is cardinal points. And that's a big one. That's my biggest roller frame. And now that I have a Lowry stand, that'll be really nice. So I want to work on that one. That is just beautiful. And it's been just sort of in hiding for a long time. So it's not a UFO. It's in there. I've got that in my stuff. So other than that, I think that's about it. So remember, drawing winners, let me know all your information. And that's about all. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. And I know it's probably a little shorter than usual, maybe a little bit. And I will see you in a few weeks. And I hope you get in some good stitching time in those few weeks. And I'll see you soon. Happy stitching. Bye.